Hello, thank you for joining me on another episode of Life Executed. My name is Stacy. Today I wanted to talk about why I like investing locally. Right now, the big thing to do for a lot of investors is to step outside their local scene and invest in real estate. And I think for a lot of people that may work. People who live in really high cost of living areas, people who um, may not have roots planted in a certain area. They like to move around quite a bit. But for those of us who are pretty grounded and who live in areas that aren't so very expensive, I think investing locally is a great idea, especially if you're starting out. And I think the number one reason why I have enjoyed investing locally is because I've been able to learn real estate extremely quickly, the game of real estate. I've been I've been able to learn the ropes with my hands, with hands-on projects, as opposed to trusting other people to do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. I've had to do the heavy lifting. I've had to make all the calls. I've had to create all the relationships. I've had to go to the houses and learn what to look for, what's a significant repair, what's not a significant repair. I've had to learn this myself, and that makes me a smarter investor, makes me more savvy, and I certainly am a person that learns by doing things, by seeing things, touching things, experiencing things. I learn much better that way. And so I think that's the number one reason why I've enjoyed investing in real estate locally. The second reason I think why I've enjoyed investing locally is because it's allowed me to develop a team faster. You know, you can't do real estate by yourself. There is no self-made real estate investor success story. Everyone has to work together to get the deal done. Everyone has to eat. And in order for you to eat as a real estate investor, you've got to pull in a lot of different people on your team to make that work. I've had to hire an accountant. I've had to hire a lawyer, a couple of lawyers. I've had to hire contractors. I've had property managers. I've had, goodness gracious, real estate investing partners, realtors, and having invested in real estate locally as opposed to another state or across the country, I get to know these people really, really well. I meet them at the house. I'm talking to them every day. I'm catching up with them in terms of the day-to-day business. What's going on with this property? What needs to be done? What's happening? And so we get to develop relationships in that way. And that really cleaves someone to you more than the investor that's out of sight, out of mind. It's been a much better working relationship because I'm local to where the homes are, and I'm local to where the contractors, realtors, property managers are working. So it's really helped me to build a really strong team of people that work on my behalf, for me, for my properties, and for my business. Another great benefit to investing locally for me is that it's allowed me to take on larger projects. I don't think I'd be very comfortable investing in properties that needed a lot of work from far away, especially if I didn't have a team that I trusted to do the work in place already. I would be a nervous wreck. I'm pretty much a control freak. I like to know what's going on. I like to be involved. I like to have my hands on in the project or hands on the project. Um, and for properties that need a lot of work, I pretty much at this point have certain specifications of what I want for flooring, for paint, for trim, for siding, for fixtures, for pulls, all of that. And when you get in these properties that are short sales or bank owned, foreclosures, REOs, home path homes, things like that, those homes need a lot of work. Sometimes you're putting in new HVAC, you're putting in a new roof, you're putting in new flooring, you're pretty much doing everything from top to bottom. I don't think I would be comfortable doing those types of jobs on a property if I were far away. So I think the added benefit of investing in properties that are local to me allows me to feel more comfortable taking on heftier, more involved projects For sure. Absolutely. Um, I think the last benefit, certainly not the least, would be the benefit of understanding location. You always hear in real estate, location, location, location is the most important thing. It is really, really important that when you're investing, you know what areas you're investing in, and you're not going to have any better knowledge about a location or a city or town um, without living there. You have to know the in order to invest in real estate successfully, I think, especially as a beginner, you have to invest in areas that are solid areas. And you don't know what those solid areas are until you do a lot of research. You trust the advice of people who know better than you, or you know the area really, really well. Where I live and all the surrounding counties and cities that are around me, I know those areas really, really well. I've lived in several cities here in Atlanta, little boroughs and little pockets. And because I've lived here for so long, I know a lot about uh, certain locations that are a little too expensive for what I'm looking for, areas that are really dangerous that I should stay away from, areas that are transitioning from little rough to on the verge of turning over, areas that were once really, really nice areas that are kind of going down the tubes. Location, location, location. The only way that you're really going to know how good a location is by studying that location. And what better way to study than to actually live there, to work there, to, you know, recreate there, to spend time there. And the more time you spend, the more you're going to know. Yeah. So for those reasons, love to invest locally. I don't think I'd ever say that investing out of state is the wrong thing to do. I think it's a great idea for a lot of people. I'm just fortunate to live in the area that I live, and there are some really great states surrounding the state of Georgia. I think there's some awesome places to invest around the state, within the Southeast region, and certainly in the Midwest as well. But when you're considering getting started and you're really serious about real estate investing and you're wanting to learn the game, there's no better way to learn the game than to learn it in your own backyard. So for those reasons, that's why I invest locally. I do think over time we likely will venture out to states, within the region. I don't think I'm going to go clear across the country to invest in Montana or something like that, but certainly some cities and states that are close by, maybe within driving distance or maybe a quick flight. But for the most part, I think local is the way to go. Yep. And it's, like I said, it's totally dependent on the type of person you are. If you're wanting to be totally passive, you're going to pass everything off to a property manager, and um, you're good at building a team from far away and having other people vet your team, and you just want to be as hands off as possible. Out of state investing may be an option for you, and I would say go for it. But for someone like me who wants to be in control, wants to be in control of my asset, wants to know what's going on day in, day out, I understood when I got into real estate that I would not be so passive. Certainly, I don't want to have to do the daily operations, but I need to know what's going on with the daily operations. And so for me, I think investing locally was a great choice for me. And I look forward to investing in my area for years and years to come. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Take care. I'll see you next time.